Hey guys, and how's it going? Welcome back to another episode of Trains with Shane on the I Saw It Online YouTube channel. And today on the workbench, we have a Santa Fe GP, is it a 7? No, it's a GP9 Atlas. If you guys saw my watch this before you buy a used Atlas diesel locomotive video, you will recognize this. This is the unit that is made by Roco of Austria, and it's not of the era of Atlas where I consider them to be really good when they started with Kato, although this should definitely be better than the Mahano vintage. Pay no attention to the Amtrak shell back here. I've just performing a little surgery, splicing a couple things together. There probably won't be a video on that. It's a hack job at best. So let's get this out of its box and look at it. Detail is decent for the era. This is probably from the 1970s. It's a little bit dusty. Overall, everything seems to be here. I don't think this horn package is right. I think there's supposed to be a single horn on the top and then one on the side over here. Although that may differ between railroads. Well, I mean, as an example, let's see if I can find one here. Here's an MKT GP. You've got a horn on this side and a horn on this side. Doesn't matter. We're just nitpicking. It's whatever. Your standard Santa Fe freight scheme. The yellow and blue war bonnet. On the bottom, made in Austria, obviously. Imported by Atlas, as shown. Red gears. Very indicative of the Roco stuff. Open pilots, very open pilots, and Rapido truck-mounted couplers. All four axles are geared, and I believe that all four pick up power. I can see the contact strips in there. I've never had one of these apart, so if this thing doesn't run, then it's going to be a first for us. So, where did I get this thing? Oh, I bought it off eBay. Surprised. I bought this and the Rivarossi Atlas, the C-liner here, just for the purposes of doing the watch this video. But I figure since we've got this here, we might as well do a will it run on it. It might turn out to be a good runner. So let's get this over to the Inglenook switching layout, find out what it does and what it doesn't do, and I will see you over there. Alright guys, we are over here on the switching layout with the Roco / Atlas GP9. Turn on our track power, direction, dial in the juice. Nothing here. Well, a little bit. Well, signs of life, that's good. Not great signs of life. Okay, well, we're going to just stop that there. I do not know if this thing is equipped with a headlight or not. So it's kind of hard to tell if we've got an electrical pickup issue or maybe some something binding up in the drive line. So for now, I'm going to treat this like an electrical pickup issue. So let's get this sucker back over to the disgusting workbench and get into it. I'll see you over there. Alright guys, back on the disgusting workbench. I apologize for the wind noise. I've got a fan going. It is hot in here. So, I've never taken one of these apart before. Let's see if I have to remove this flathead screw. As an aside, If you guys have watched my my Will It Run series for any length of time, you probably will have seen that I have one other Roco unit, and it is what was it, an Alco PA, I want to say PA1, maybe a PA2, in Union Pacific colors, and it actually runs pretty well. Okay, this didn't, I don't think this needed to come off. I think all that did was hide the coils of wire here. So spread this and get this out like we do a lifelike. Signs are hazy. Yeah, it's coming. That's interesting. Looks like the shell is separate from the walkway. We need to get everything out. Wonder if we're attached at the front here, kind of like the lifelike shells do. I hope not, because that's a pain in the booty. I really don't recommend pulling on the trucks to get these things apart, but we have to do that to give us the leverage we need. Under the frame here, maybe we just need to do a little digging here. It's in there pretty good still. It's hooked up here up front somewhere, as you guys can see. I can get this to come down, the shell to come down a little bit. Weird. It's like it is hooked to the walkway, but not the shell. You guys screaming at the computer screen yet? Off of the shell is off of the attachment point up here. I just can't get to it, and that truck is in the way. Oop. Come on, guys. It shouldn't be this difficult to take it in scale apart. Let's try something a little different. Let's see if I can find... This might work. Do we have enough room here? I don't know. We'll try it. You can take it, you can smack it on the table like this. That works with newer locomotives. Do we succeed? Maybe. Maybe not. Oh, come on, I thought we had it. Alright guys, I'm going to fight with this off camera so I don't waste y'all's time. I'll be back. Okay guys, well, success was had, although it was not a total victory. So, apparently, this goes in here, and if you'll notice, black wire here attaches to a little cup that fits right on the top of our motor here. When I took this off, this stayed with the top of the shell and pulled out. This brush came flying out. I don't know if you guys can see that very well. This looks definitely got some wear on it. But what also came out And thankfully I had this little pan here, that little spring, which holds the brush down onto the commutator. Now, I am certainly not going to be able to clean that commutator. As you can see, it's totally enclosed in there, and I do not want to take this apart. Also, it looks like I managed to jack up a dog bone while I was in there, as you do. So I'm gonna try to figure that out. Yeah, honestly, it's partially a pretty cool little setup, but it's not optimal. Oh, dog bone. Put that back together and see if I can get that slid in here. I'll set that aside for just a second. I need to see what kind of motion we have on our trucks. Not bad. Slick-ish. Yeah, there's no binding or anything. And the motor feels like it has really good magnets on it. It has a real positive, like, thunk, thunk, thunk when you turn it. That's usually a sign of pretty good magnets. Now let's see if I can get this silly thing back together. Without making a complete faff of it, which I probably will. This is not fun. I don't want to pull this motor out of here. Doesn't really I may have to remove this cover plate here, pull up the worm gear. I really don't want to, but well, looks like that came out without damage. That's good. So what do we have? So I can zoom you all in here. Got a couple of, looks like brass bearing blocks here. Plastic worm gear. You guys have seen something similar to this on Kato engines. Wow, that is pressed in there. Okay, well, we're not yanking that out of there then. Yay. Alright, fiddle around with this some more. If I just had a couple thousandths more movement. Come on. I wonder if I can I trick this and go sideways? I'm sorry my fingers are in the way, guys. I have no way to get y'all a good shot. Ooh. Success. Let's drop our brush back in here. Make sure we are putting it in there in a way such that the contour fits the commutator, because it's cupped out where the commutator rides up inside. So I'm going to make sure you put it back together the same way. Dang it, man. Let's see. Hey Google, turn on the train.
All right, turning the train on.
Get my my test strips here. Uncoil it so you guys can see it. Alright, you guys recognize this. I'm gonna see if I can first I need to see if we are how we are electrically isolating here. One to the frame and one to the hot side of the motor. No, doesn't seem like it. Well, let's see where our frame piece here is obviously transferring power. Okay, so where's our isolated side of this? It's probably this black wire, possibly the red one. I don't know, it doesn't. We're kind of running into an issue like I did on the old Bachmann U-boat, the Spirit of 76 U-boat, where we can't readily figure out the isolation on this. Well, it looks like we've got a solder blob down here, and if that's a solder blob, I don't know, guys. I don't know. The frame is all one conductive piece. We just have to figure out which ones are hot and which ones are ground. I guess when you're dealing with DC, it's actually positive and negative. It's not hot and earth, so that's not it. That's assuming I even have that connected. There it is. Okay. That worked, and if you guys saw, I managed to spit a gear out of somewhere. Looks like our great. Where did that even come from? It was shoved in here and located by a pin that I took out. And since these wires are soldered to these pickups in here, it's going to be, I'm sorry you guys can't see that. Where'd my tweezers go? Jam all that jazz back up in there. I had to take that that pin out to get the body off of the walkway. So if you see, here's the pin. That is much wider than it has to be just to hold the truck to the frame here. As a matter of fact, I'll put it back in here, or try to. It's assuming we've got that gear captured properly, which we probably don't. And there went another dog bone. Guys, this is so far not looking like a video. Okay, there we go, sorry about that. Yeah, as you can see, the pin extends out on either side, and you have to put the walkway on in such a way that And basically, you have to put the walkway on, then slide the pin through this front, the front of this this truck, and that's just silly. I mean, it's a good way to chuck it all together, for sure. But man, it is making servicing this unit incredibly difficult. So let's see if we can get our dog bone back in that we fought so hard to put in the first place. A little bit of that. I'm gonna go in sideways, just like that. That is still, I mean, it's not optimal. What is? What am I gonna do about this thing right here? I guess we'll probably just have to take it out temporarily when we shove this stuff back together. I'm gonna put our worm gear cover back on. It press fits in. Little plastic plugs go into little holes in the frame here, so that's good. What about this thing? What in the heck is going on? It's obviously using the frame to conduct, because you see we've got a direct connection to the ground side, or whatever side. Actually, the ground connection is to the frame, which means the center coming out of it should be the positive. Thing about that is that isolating, or is this getting up into this? And are we going to be able to put this back on our motor here? Of course, we'll have to go fishing for the spring, which we will. Check out that impossibly tiny little thing that I just dropped. Jeez. Roco, I've got some words to have with you guys about your manufacturing processes from 40 years ago. Okay, and we've got our little thing here. This is meant to slide down in here. Now, I'm not man, this one's a doozy, guys. I'm gonna see if I can dump the brush and the spring out here. Oh, come on. Okay. Here's our brush. I wonder if I can load these into our little cup here upside down, like so. Fits like that, so we want to go this way with the brush. Okay. I'm going to try to juggle this to where I can feed this down in here. Did I get it? Or does it not want to? It doesn't want to go. It's certainly not a loose fit. And there goes our stupid dog bone again. I may have mangled actually. I think we might have been putting this in backwards. Let's see if we can go this way. Get up in the cup here. Like that. All right, you guys watching? There we go. And our dog bone fell out again. That's okay, we know how to put that back in. Let's turn this guy back around. And the thing is, guys, we haven't really even done any repairs here. This whole bit of messing around with this has just been trying to put it back together. Right. Once more for the cheap seats, we got this dog bone back together. So we are going to take our frame. Let's see, it goes like that. Bring that in and slip our light up through. It really doesn't make a fantastic connection. Look at that. That's electrically isolated only by an air gap. I really don't like that, and I also don't like the fact that this just is kind of floaty in here, although I don't think I have a way to remedy this. What do you guys think? Put this up here in view. Piece of aluminum foil, maybe, wrapped around the bulb to bulk it up a little bit. That may be our only option, because that's for sure not going to provide good conductivity. That might be our problem in the first place. This little fella right here just might not be making good contact. It might also be the fact that this thing right here might be making contact with the outer edge. Because if you see, let me see if I can get you guys. There's a finite little air gap around there. And I mean, 8 or 9 volts of DC current isn't likely to transition that distance. So, I mean, I don't know. It's this bulb situation here is not doing us any favors. Let me go take a look in the pantry, see if I can come up with some aluminum foil. I will be right back. Alright guys, here's what I've come up with. A strip of aluminum foil. We'll see if we can get a couple of, it may not even take a couple, it may just take one wrap. We'll put this down in the channel here, and we'll just push our light bulb in here. That actually creates a snug-ish fit. Can't believe it. So we'll just come in here with our little X-Acto knife, trim off our excess. Trim off our excess. There we go. I wonder, put my hobby knife up. Let's see, do I still have power dialed into my transformer here? I do. Let's see if she see if she does anything. Let's get all straightened out here. Strange. It wants to. I can feel the motor just kind of. You guys see that? I feel it buzzing. I am not taking these trucks apart, guys. I'm sorry, not doing it. Not bad. Okay, turn my power off. I doubt a little 9-volt short's enough to cause a fire, but I don't want to risk it anyway. Okay, so it's working ish. Although honestly, I don't know how well these things ran when they were new. So this thing is just oxidized to crap and gone. The wheels are a little crusty, so we'll try to clean those like we do, you know, with the sandpaper. I wonder if I can sneak this walkway on here. No. I'm gonna have to pull this pin out. Hold the truck up while I put the walkway on. Okay, get that all slipped down on there. Again, Roco, this is stupid. Makes it incredibly difficult to service. Okay. Get our pin, spit back through there. As equally spaced as we can get it. We'll put our upper shell on. That's just, man, guys. Ooh, that snuck back together a little too easy. Yeah. Anyway, does that clip into anything? Who knows, right? I certainly don't. So we're gonna put our little screw and our plate back in, which I'm not sure we even needed to remove in the first place. Unless it goes all the way up into the upper side of the frame, which, I don't know. I don't know, guys. I am brain fried off of this little Austrian beauty here. Let's get set up in the cradle. Sorry about all the nasaliness in the mouth breathing, guys. My my sinuses are jacked up thanks to the season change. Right. You guys have seen this before. All I gotta do is find a good connection here and keep it going long enough to there's definite crust on these wheels. Needs to come off. Come on, Shane, learn that fine motor control. Okay, we're making progress. Honestly, I'm surprised that that motor even runs at all after I fumbled around with that that commutator. It's not going to be too successful trying that. Anyway, guys, you have seen me do this on other episodes before, most specifically on lifelike locomotives. I'm going to fiddle around and do the rest of these, and I'll bring you back. Alright guys, we're back over on the Inglenook switching layout. I finished up polishing and cleaning the wheels like you've seen me done before. There is one wheel that is loose on one of the axles. I tried to press it back on, but it still wants to somewhat freewheel, so that's not helping us as far as pulling power, but I don't think it will very much adversely affect the pickup of this thing. Like I said, it's 40 years old, probably older, so let's turn on the track power. Select forward direction. Let's dial up the power. Ooh, a little bit noisy, a little bit jerky. Let's bring her back. Oh, there she goes. Let's see if we can roll into the power slow. We're almost at full power. Yeah. She does not like rolling into the power from a stop. I'm trying to see if we can get any kind of low speed creep out of it. She does not like starting off slow, for sure. Have to keep feeding in a little bit more power. Let's give it full power. All right, turn that off, turn that off. Okay, so will it run? Yes. Does it run good? Oh no. But when you compare it to other contemporaries of the time, let's say if any of those Mahano Atlases were still around, this definitely runs better than one of those. Does it run as smooth as the Rivarossi stuff from that era? No. Although, it might outpull one. That's kind of a good question. But the Rivarossi ones do way more, and only have one driven truck. So I'm willing to wager that this guy here would probably do better through turnouts and stuff than one of the old Rivarossi ones would. You guys, if you watched my video about watch this before you buy an old Atlas, you'll know that I've got one of those old Rivarossis, and also you saw it earlier in this episode. It doesn't run right now. It's got a broken wire. Not a huge deal to fix that. I'll just have to find time to do it. If I do, I will try to get it on camera, although my soldering skills are rudimentary at best. I'm not good at it. I just haven't practiced it a lot. So, with that, guys, I want to thank you for joining me on this pretty frustrating little fix. And, you know, at the end of the day, I probably could have just flipped this thing over, shined up the wheels, and it probably would have been fine. I probably didn't need to take the whole thing apart. Probably didn't need to cause myself all of the frustration. So, you know, we'll know better on the next one. This is our first Roco that we've torn apart. So, you know, probably going to be the last one. Anyway, guys, I want to thank you for joining me on another Will It Run episode on the Trains with Shane segment on the I Saw It Online YouTube channel. The channel is picking up a little bit as far as comments and subscriptions and stuff go. Ask questions, comment, tell your friends. Do you have any of these old Roco Atlases? Do you have any old Roco locomotives, period? What do you think about them? Do they run as good as the Alco PA1 that I have? Because honestly, guys, it runs great. So, anyway, let me know, and I will catch you on the next one.